Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update, Christmas Eve, midnight, 2018. That's December 24th. If you're in the new, you're looking at the white Christmas forecast according to the icon model. We're going out 7 days for you so you can see how Christmas will develop in the days after. 27th, the major blizzard will move through the upper Midwest, and then that storm system we've been predicting to disable Texas will continue right as the new year approaches. This is the icon model giving you the most realistic snowfall totals through your Christmas. So as we head into Christmas Eve, in the next 24 hours, these are the places that will experience snow. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, it looks like the Sierras are going to win most of the state of Nevada, except for Las Vegas. But it'll get there. Idaho, most of eastern Oregon, the mountains of Washington, a huge swath of New York State, Long Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts. And the models look epic for the beginning of the new year. Heads up. We've just entered the Christmas countdown. And it's boom time. Ho, ho, ho. I'm your host, Diamond. Indonesia's tsunami fears of new wave as Krakatau volcano seethes. What are they talking about? We're over here live at Volcano YT. Mount Etna continuing to uptick. Unfortunately, the Campe Falegrei area here in Italy, in the region, is at high risk as we enter the holiday season. Here we can see some damage in the upper screen of the Indonesia tsunami, Sakurajima erupting, as well as Popo earlier, Cochino Labu. And let's talk about what happened today after the tsunami that killed over 260 people. In fact, the caldera collapsed. And if you don't think it's serious, let's get some amazing footage here from Gahala Jati. Krakatau is not about to blow it. It is blowing as we speak. Coastal residents near Indonesia and a Krakatau volcano have been warned to keep away from the beaches amid fears it could trigger a new tsunami. This afternoon, a major caldera collapse occurred on Krakatau, causing that outgas and that huge outflux of material, which did hit the ocean and caused a slight ripple. No loss of life has been reported from today's activity. It is thought that a major turbidite occurred on the subsurface, which means that this baby could be about to blow completely off the top. And that's the unfortunate facts based on my geologic knowledge. So, warning signs have been given by us and many others for over half a year. Pre-Christmas northeast travel likely impacted by a bit of snow Sunday night through Monday. Trickiest travel Monday and Monday night will be CNY. That's Central New York. Yeah, Central New York. Heads up, Syracuse. Getting ready to pack up the car, go over the river and through the woods. To Grandma's house we go. Ho, ho, ahead of Christmas. Other than a quick shot of light snow on Sunday night, Monday across much of the Northeast, the weather should be not too bad for travel. Other areas will be extremely impacted, especially in the west. Northwest is the best. Pacific Northwest, several rounds of rain, snow. In the Northeast, may see a white Christmas. As the Northeast gets a break from unsettled weather, at least for the time being, attention turns to the Pacific Northwest. Radar and satellite imagery from Sunday morning shows the first of several rounds of storms in already affecting the area from Northern California all the way up to Seattle. We showed you that there are up to 10 feet of snow in some areas of the Olympics and north into British Columbia, areas that actually have up to 20 to 50 feet of snow on the ground. Heads up. And this is looking like a rocker for Seattle, Portland, and Medford coming in here. Radar and satellite images. Winter weather alerts are in effect for 6 states in the Pacific Northwest on Sunday. Slippery and dangerous travel is likely in these areas, especially in the mountains and mountain passes. We're talking above 5,000 feet, you are screwed. So if you live in those regions, it's going to be very dangerous. We're talking 1 to 3 feet in some areas. Missoula, Boise, Portland, Medford, Eureka, Reno, Ely, Salt Lake. Heads up, coming your way. The system will linger, bringing rain and snow to the region throughout the day Sunday. By Monday, a new system will approach the California coast from the west, accompanied by more rain and snow. The center of the new system will track a bit south, bringing heavy snow to the upper Sierras, 5,000 to 6,000 feet and higher. Christmas Eve looks to be a sloppy one for the Pacific Northwest and the high Sierras. Snow showers will linger in the Rockies on Christmas Day, but the area west of the mountains that sees rain should be dry on Tuesday. Another system will approach from the west, bringing with it more rain and unsettled weather into the holiday week, and a blizzard in the upper Midwest. 30 states from coast to coast have at least some snow cover right now for Christmas, and that's a ho, ho, ho. This means that many will have a white Christmas. The next weather system will hit the east, taking from Sunday morning with the Great Lakes region over the Gulf Coast. New York City, Washington, D.C., Philly. 2 separate fronts in these areas will race eastward on Sunday and converge. That's called a nor'easter or a beaster. By early Monday, the system will move towards the eastern seaboard, bringing snow showers to the mid-Atlantic and snow to higher elevations in the Poconos of PA, New York, western New Jersey, and New England. These spots are in the running for a white Christmas as well. We're about to check the models to confirm all the nonsense. Shot of snow could bring slick commute to Westchester. That's in New York State. 2 to 3 inches possible in Yonkers. Some overnight snow and rain may bring some accumulation to parts of the Hudson Valley. Roads could be slick on Monday morning commute. We predicted this a week ago. Man, I should be on the Weather Channel. Heads up. Meteorologists say periods of snow overnight may be moderate at times, coating 2 to 3 inches of snow accumulations possible in some higher elevations further south near Yonkers. Expect a coating to 1 inch. It will be cold with lows in the low mid-30s and light winds. You'll be fluxed. Williamsport, Lehman, right at the cusp of the Appalachian front. Big Boulder, heads up, you're getting snow. Mount Pocono, Elk Mountain, buried up in Lehman. The Binghamton area should see amazing snow coverage. Heads up, Gore Mountain and other New York areas for amazing holiday skiing. Quick Sunday snowburst makes for a winter wonderland for some. Where is this? WDRB. They sound like D-bags. Oh yeah, Kentucky. Leachfield, Bowling Green, you're getting snow. Ho, ho, ho. E-Town, Campbellsville, you're getting rained out. Lexington, Frankfort, West Liberty, it's too warm. A cold front moved through, allowing colder air to flow behind it. This is called cold air advection. We call it grand solar minimum fluxing. Yeah, Leachfield, you're fluxed. Thunder snow much? And that's boom. Tonight's first booms. Thunder snow in Leachfield. Man, science is easy. Let's check the model icon. This is the low end model. If I put up the GFS, you would shart your pants. So we're just going to keep it light. Here's your New Year's through Christmas Day. This is where you're going to see snow. Christmas Day, you're going to open the gifts. If you're in those areas, it will be a white Christmas. Michigan, Western Ohio, Northern Indiana, Southern, what is that called? Most of Wyoming. We have snow out here, so it's going to be a white Christmas here, and it's going to snow Christmas through the day after Christmas and on, like it always does. The day of Christmas, day before, day after. It snowed here year after year. 3 out of the last 4. That's how it works here. Look at Nevada, getting record snows up in the central mountains of the Basin and Range. And heavy snows in the Sierra. If you have a cabin, it will be beautiful. You're going to have one of the best Christmas vacations ever if you're skiing in the Sierras this year. Because it's not going to be epic. It's going to be beyond epic. Because Al Gore said you'd never see snow, and we're repeating snow events that go back to the 60s. And as we head into the day after and the day after Christmas, heavy snows through the Dakotas, Minnesotas. And then a blizzard kicks in, unfortunately, sorry to say. And then that El Paso region is going to get fluxed. Alamogordo. Heavy snows moving down all the way to 24 degrees north latitude. Heavy accumulations in the mountains. That's Miami equivalent. And we're going to see how this winter develops. But it will be one for the record books, and it will be breaking all predictions the IPCC has ever given, as well as all global warming alarmists. Take a look at this as we move into winter. Heavy snow expected to create hazardous travel conditions around Christmas. This is from the powers that be. We are Weather Ready Nation ambassadors, the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. We were one of the first 100 on the globe to get that title. Do you have that accreditation? NOAA has accredited Oppenheimer Ranch Project 5 months ago as Weather Ready Nation ambassadors. Yeah, we even got the special graphics we're allowed to use. Heavy snow expected to create hazardous travel conditions around Christmas. Xmas for many of you. Saturnalia. It will be a party. We'll get to that. A powerful Pacific storm will impact much of the West during the busy travel days around Christmas. Hazardous travel is likely across all of the California mountains. Heaviest snow is forecast for the northern Sierras, with snow and blowing snow above 5,000 feet in the southern California mountains. Snow will spread into the Great Basin, then into the plains midweek. Take a look at the map. Click on your county. We have lake effect snow affecting the normal areas of western New York. Southern Appalachians through West Virginia, winter storm warnings and watches. Throughout the Rocky Mountains through Colorado, winter storm warnings and watches. Most of northern Nevada being affected, northern Utah, northern Idaho, western Montana, and the entire Sierras and Cascades all the way south. Winter storm watches and warnings as far south as San Diego. Whew. Merry Christmas. Christmas boom. Boom! San Diego. Willie! I know that's not an owl, but we'll get to him. We're about to show you some amazing shite. And that ain't right. But we're going to have to parse this all. We're getting to it. Stick with us. Volcanoes, they's be exploding. And if you don't know what I mean, and you just got here, I know you missed it earlier, but let's go to the Krakatau eruption footage that happened post-tsunami. This is just moments ago, today. I know it's dark where you are, but it's light there in Jakarta, in case you didn't fart up. Guys, if you don't know, Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Solar Shutdown is our Facebook page. So if you're looking for graphics for factual information about what's going on with the climatology on the planet, come over here to Solar Shutdown and you'll be able to get information about any paleoclimatological data set that you're missing. If you're looking for the CMIP6, if you're looking for the GISP2 data, and here we even have a amazing graphic that we created that shows almost all of the data sets, including volcanic eruptions in the arrows. These are VEI 5.6 or greater. You can clearly see where the arrows are pointing. Krakatau, 1883, dropping the temperature 0.2 degrees C instantly. Tambora kicking it off, dropping it down almost 0.4 degrees C. Pico de Fogo and Krakatau 1680, making a dent there in all of the graphs. Kauai back in 1452-3, Samalas 1257. Ending empires, destroying civilization, kicking us back. Cutting population by 30% again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Santorini 1650. Laki. Tiki-taki. Cold wave grips West UP. Muzaffarnagar records 0 degrees Celsius. I feel like I just cursed and I'm trying to clean this program up. Muzaffarnagar, a severe cold wave grip western Uttar Pradesh on Sunday. Muzaffarnagar recorded 0 degrees C, breaking a 5-year-old record that Al Gore said would never be broken and your children would not see snow. As volcanoes erupt, cosmic rays increase, and this guy, the biggest D-bag on the planet, with his Santa sweater on, booms us downtown. Leroy Brown, cold wave grips much of Muzaffarnagar. 2 persons were killed in Barley, where several others were injured in Bogspot. Sanja Priner and a few other places there were fog-related accidents. That sounds serious. We're not talking about the star system. Un record de fleuve de 131 battus. Il faut atteindre 131 et ultra peu ventu en 22 November as friud. Yeah. Can you believe this? C'est jour als que la température ne devra plus haute que 12 degrees en Estrie. En donc français, un autre record de plus. Passe maximum établi in 1888. That's bad news. That means it's really cold in Canada. Extreme cold wave hits region. Islamabad, patients suffering from any of the 12 cardiovascular diseases are at higher risk of contracting serious and life-threatening complications due to the cold. Whew. A number of studies conducted all around the globe prove that if you're freezing your ass off, you're going to get sick. Yeah, it's amazing. Heart failure included. Get out of Dodge or buy a wood stove. Bad weather alert. Farmers advised to protect crops and nurseries because they're freezing their arse off. Yeah, farmers should set up measures to protect their crops as they freeze to death. Frozen fog and other freezing things are expected to grow across central parts of the country of Punjab, Sinjar, and Balochistan. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir also are at risk. Whew, I can't make this up. He can. That's a boom. Boom. Of the century winter threatens. The phenomenon of Germany in extreme cold hazard. About the North Polar region. A hazardous weather situation brewing, period. It's an extremely cold winter threatens, period. Some forecasters warn, period. München. The scenario so cold. That means they're pissed. About the northern polar region, a hazardous weather situation is brewing. It is an extremely cold winter threatens. Some forecasters warn. München, the scenario sounds scary, and it even sounds completely preposterous based on the vocabulary. The west wind brings in the winter mild Atlantic air to the Germany, comes to a standstill. That must mean they're about to freeze their ass off. Instead, a cold flow from the east, maybe the Du hast ein kleines Schneewuchsen German beast from the eastern. The Russian winter, transported by the air in the Federal Republic of the German. Ach, du hast ein kleiner resulting record low temperature and winter of the century. Yes. The scenario sounds dramatic, almost climatic, or catastrophic. And that's a cult. And that's a boom. Pink boom over in Germany and France and Canada, where they're freezing their asses off like it was 1883. Seismic update. Kilauea is Aswaya in New Madrid Fault. We have slight uptick 2.8. Vonwa, Tennessee. West Coast. 5.1 in Chile, kicking off. Most recent quake of note. Largest quake of note in the last 12 hours, 6.4 in Tonga. We had some major activity, 5.5 in Katasura, Japan. Certainly rocking people's nerves. 5.0 in Tiku, Indonesia, near the Sunda Strait. That is not great. We're going to be watching it. Here we are live, Volcano YT. Give them a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And check out the uptick at Etna. It is real. And it will be the next Krakatau in your future. Come check out the links to the amazing footage of Anna Krakatau from the Guardian News, of all places. Sometimes they have good... And that's boom. Let's do this. We'll probably get demonetized, but it's Christmas. Have a heart. We warned this would happen, and now we have the most amazing high-definition footage of it. Almost 270 dead, thousands injured, and now they have to bring in neuroscientists and other cranial specialists, orthopedic surgeons. I know you guys saw that band wash away. How tragic is that? The majority of people that were injured or died are tourists, sheeple. They don't watch this channel. And if they did, and they were seeing the volcano erupt, they would probably say, hey, do you think we should get to higher ground? We are, after all, staying on the beach for $13 a night. Sad. I'm just going to parse these up. So we have live updates. Indonesia's tsunami 2018 death toll rises to 281 after the Sunda Strait disaster. Live. Authorities warn that the toll will rise further as rescue teams reach areas hardest hit by the tsunami. 36 minutes ago, more sad news from singer of Band 17. He writes, Bani will be buried at 1 p.m. in Gamping. Herman will be buried today at Tidore. Oki will be buried at 1600 in Krapak. Ubjang was buried this afternoon in Seldug. His wife is still missing. That's how it works. More bad news. Karangetang volcano, sharp increase in seismicity in the same region. 20 volcanoes, in fact, are above average activity, including Karangetang. Sharp increase in seismicity. Alert level raised in Indonesia. In fact, they raised them from 2 to 3 in Siaga on December 21st. The last known eruption of this volcano took place on November 25th, 2018. And the uptick is looking epic since early December. Now, this is just a brewing pre-event to another one of these outgassing events. So it's not looking good for this volcano. Typically erupts at VEI 3 in a major eruptive event, and that's looking like where we'll probably go here. So people get out of harm's way in this area of Karangetang. We'll leave you with the historic eruptive activity over here at the Smithsonian Global Volcanism Program that we use quite often. Hasn't erupted at VEI 3 since 2010, August 6th. So if those of you in that region remember that eruption, get out of that area, or it might get scarier. Back in 1999, erupting at VEI 3, 1983, VEI 3, 1972, VEI 3, and those are the only recorded VEI 3s in historic documentation. It is my prediction that Karangetang will erupt at VEI 3 in the near future. So if you're in that region, get out of harm's way. Because cosmic ray flux is at an all-time modern maximum, and volcanoes, they's exploding. Yeah. Smoke them if you got them. Sending astronauts to Mars would be stupid, astronaut says. I can't make it up. One of the first men to orbit the moon has told BBC Radio 5 Live that it is stupid to plan human missions to Mars. Bill Anders, lunar module pilot Apollo 8, apparently knows exactly what I do and many others that are actual scientists working in astrophysics, plasma physics, and the space sciences region, using multidisciplinary approaches to create solutions to cockamamie problems, like getting to Mars, which can't happen anytime soon unless you want to die. NASA is currently planning a new human mission to the moon. It wants to learn the skills and develop technology to enable a future human landing on Mars. NASA was approached for a response to Anders' comments, but hasn't responded. Bill Anders, in fact, lunar module pilot of Apollo 8, the first human spaceflight to leave Earth's orbit, said sending crews to Mars is almost ridiculous. Amen, bro. Let's smoke a fatty. 85-year-old Anders said he is a big supporter of the remarkable unmanned programs, mainly because they're cheaper. But he says the public support simply isn't there to fund vastly more expensive human missions. He thinks the public isn't even interested in us going to Mars. Maybe he's paid by the powers that be to say that, to hide something. You know who's not hiding anything? Greg Allison, NASA insider. This guy is the most accomplished truthers that I've ever met. He has headed up multiple groups to harden the grid in Alabama. He works just like I do, insatiably. And he only has 833 subscribers at his new channel. So come over here and let's get this to 2,000 tonight. Greg Allison. He'll be at LeakCon, that Greg Allison. He's got some of the most amazing videos here. 5 keys to raising worms. Make money growing microgreens in your home. And he has a aquaponic greenhouse. If you don't know how to do it, he uses like $2 pieces of styrofoam. He cuts himself. You can do this. This guy's a genius. He's called the Hillbilly Rocket Scientist. Green Greg's Worm Farm. Buy his worms. Subscribe to his channel. If this is not at 2,000 tomorrow, you should be embarrassed that you are not getting the knowledge that he is sharing. One of the most informed people on the planet. No holes barred. Deer repellent. Growing turmeric. His first turmeric harvest. This is all new. Come get it. Soak it up. Subscribe. If this is not at 2,000, I'm going to be angry. I don't get angry easily unless Frank Morgan emails me. Now, LeakCon 2019 is looking up to be an amazing VIP event. If you haven't bought your tickets, they're going to be remaining 20% discounted through January 31st of 2019. We want everyone to have the VIP experience. I still have enough marijuana to pass out to everyone. Because it's legal in Colorado to do that. You can give it away. The lineup is epic. We're going to announce some big names. Greg Allison's coming. Who knows what he'll talk about? Worm farming. Maybe our community sending our own satellite to the moon to check out the aliens close up. Do it. Links below for LeakCon. We just announced Adrian D'Amico coming, Suspect Sky. And we're going to be talking about some amazing things coming up, including smoking candy canes and the true origins of Christmas. Did you know that Greg Allison's girlfriend earlier today nominated him to be on Ellen? I didn't even know that show was still on the air because I don't watch TV. But if you support mainstream media and you like Ellen DeGeneres, which I do, because she's real, she probably believes in global warming though, so she can suck it if that's true. Sorry, Ellen, if you don't. But this is just generally the most amazing guy that you could ever know. And he is my honorary Santa Claus. Because Christmas is just a hoax. You know that. It's a narrative driven by the mainstream to make you spend billions of dollars on tchotchkes and other shit from China that just breaks in a second or gets forgotten in a minute. When if you handcrafted something or gave someone like a product that made from your garden, like food or honey, they would eat the shit out of that. Trust me. That's how it works around here. My neighbor came over and my Christmas gift was not only a smoked rainbow trout and a smoked brook trout and a smoked brown trout, but also smoked wild turkey. And I gifted him earlier this year with a pound of my pork belly that I grew. And he wrapped that in some more wild turkey breasts. And he gave me a bacon wrapped smoked wild turkey breast as well as different powdered mushrooms and some of his own cannabis crop, which I'm packing right now, and I'm going to smoke with you as a Christmas gift to the community. Thank you, Dan. Man, that is not only nourishing and delicious, but healing. I can already feel myself calming down. Let's talk about the true origins of Christmas. Where did it originate? Was it from the Bible or paganism? It was a composite. So, let's get to some quick facts. The Encyclopedia Americana in 1956 edition adds, Christmas was not observed in the first centuries of the Christian church. Since the Christian usage in general was to celebrate the death of remarkable persons rather than their birth, a feast was established in the memory of this event, called Christ's birth, and that was in the 4th century AD. This is after we're coming off of a very hard grand solar minimum that killed huge amounts of the population. And in the 5th century, the Western Church ordered the feast be celebrated forever on the day of the Mithra, the Mithric rites of the birth of the sun, and at the close of Saturnalia, as no certain knowledge of the day of Christ's birth existed. We can infer, based on biblical text, that Christ was born in the fall, however. Definitely not on Christmas. Here from Luke 2:8. They were in the same country, shepherds abiding in the field. Now, shepherds only abide in the field in this area until late fall, where they keep watch over their flock by night. They do not do this in the winter because there's no grass growing. So, clearly the fall Christ was born. But Christmas itself, in the Roman world, the Saturnalia, December 17th, was a time of merrymaking and exchanging of gifts. December 25th was also regarded as the birth date of the Iranian mystery god of Mithra, the Son of Righteousness. On the Roman New Year, January 1st, Happy New Year, houses were decorated with greenery and lights. Sound familiar? And gifts were given to children and the poor. Well, today we give our children gifts from China, and we typically step over the poor and piss on them in the corner. Unless you have a good heart. Do you know we sent probably over $35,000 worth of gifts to the Navajo children? It's breathtaking. And I thank all of you that were involved in that. It's the most important thing that we have done this year. Trust me. And a final quote about the selection of December 25th as the birth date of Christ is necessary. Note an article in the Toronto Star, December 1984, by Alan Edmonds, entitled, "We Owe a Lot to Druids, Dutch. The Reformation cast a blight on Christmas. By then, of course, clever ecclesiastical politicians had adopted the pagan midwinter festival as the alleged birth date of Jesus of Nazareth and thrown into a few other pagan goodies to make their takeover more palatable. And it has driven one of the biggest shopping sprees in slave history. where 18% of all the money you make all year is dumped into these 2 weeks. You can tweaks. Had you grown your own food, grown your own herbs, made your own honey, all your gifts would have been free. And you would be free from the lies. December 25th was not selected because it was the birth of Christ or because it wasn't even close to it. It was selected because it coincided with the idolatrous pagan festival Saturnalia. And this celebration must be carefully examined because it means that you're a pagan and you may be worshiping Satan right now. Holy cow. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. We want to thank all of the new 5 Patreons that just got involved over the last 24 hours. I am humbled by the support of this channel. It is only going to continue to go onward and upward. Many big announcements are coming. Times are changing. You cannot smoke a candy cane. Trust me. Move to Colorado. I'll show you how to smoke Mary Jane. As predicted, volcanoes are exploding because of cosmic ray increases. We didn't talk a lot about data tonight, but we have 870 channels of data that you can peruse if you did not see them. Have a wonderful Christmas. I will do an update Christmas Eve as I wrap my gifts for Leah and our neighbors, as I always do, because I'm a procrastinator, and that's a boom. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're not going anywhere. We're just getting started. Ow! Did you fart? Get your hole and pack my bowl, bitch.